Hello everyone, welcome to Study Automation. In this video, I will show you how to use text-to-speech inside our AngularJS project. So I will create one project where we will have one text area, then we'll provide one play button, then a stop button, and after that we can see the download button. So you just need to write text, it will convert text to a speech or we can say voice. So let's start this. Here I just need to create project, and to create new project we have to write ng new and then the project name. So I'll say text to a speech and then just click enter. We need to choose a styling, so we can say CSS. Then it's saying server side rendering, I'll say no. It will take few minutes and it will start our project. Now after, move to the directory, so I'll say cd text to a speech and then I will say code and dot. So basically I have already installed Node.js as well as Visual Studio Code in our system. Same thing you can also do, and after that we can just write code dot. This project will open inside Visual Studio Code. Now as you can see here, we are inside Visual Studio Code. The project is created, and if you see we have Angular and then Angular file and then package.json file. Here we can see we have Angular 17 installed, and if you go here in src app, then this is the app component. So I'll just select all and delete all the component, and just I'll say h1 well for now, and let's try to run it. So for that I just need to go to view, and here we have terminal. So first thing I will try to install again, since you can see package node module is not created in this folder. So we have to say npm install again. If you are not seeing node module, you have to do this thing, npm install, and here you will see what all packages it is being installed. Alright, so we can see now package is installed and we have node module folder also created here. So to run it, I'll just write ng serve, and if you want to open this project directly, you can pass -o. So it will launch browser as well after running your project. So it's saying, do you want Google Analytics? You can just say no. Now project is running at 4200 port, and you can see browser launched automatically, and here welcome is written. So now what I will do in this HTML, so we are here inside app and then component HTML. So in this component.html we will add here, so I'll say instead of welcome I'll say text to a speech app. So this is text to a speech app. So as soon as you will write, it will automatically deploy there also. So you can see it's deployed here. So now I'll make it center. So for that I'll use div, and inside div I will add h1, and then let's add here a style as well. So I'll say style text align center. Now if you see here, it will come into the middle of your body, your page. So this is one thing. Now second thing I just need to add here is text area, and for that I will use another div, and inside div I will say text area, and in this text area I will keep rows equal to, let's say, 10, and then calls equal to also, let's say, I'll say 50, and we can add placeholder where we can just say any message. For example, I'll say enter text here, and then let's close this one. So if you see now, we have text area created, so we want it also in center, or yeah, if you want it in also in center, you can keep that the same thing, a style center, it will come into center, or here also it's fine. Just provide here I'll say margin 20 px, so it will, you will see a little gap between that. Even you can expand it, right? So it's draggable, you can drag and expand it, and you can write text here. So this is where you can write text. Let me add this align center as well. So I'll say margin this align center, so you can combine more than one CSS in one file, and after that you can see this is coming here. Now let's add buttons. So for that I will go and say another div, right? So we should use div for better manage of component. So here we need to add buttons, so I'll say button, and in this button I'll say our first button will be play, then second button I will copy paste, so I'll say play, then I will say stop, and here I'll say download. Play, stop, and download. And I can also copy this the same style, so it should be 20 pix margin. And if you see this text align, we need to write every time, so we can combine all these in another div, parent div, and we can add this one. So I'm not focusing more on CSS part, I just need to show you how we can use text to speech thing. And now if I'll go here again, so you can see we have these three buttons created: play, stop, and download. And next thing that we need to do is we have to add, so majorly UI related stuff we have done. The only thing is we need to connect this. So for example, here we have text area. So in this text area, when whatever data you will write, it should go to our component.ts file. And as of now, in this component ts, we have not written anything, right? So for this one, what we have to do, we can add here, we have many different way, but I'll use ng model, and in this ng model equal to, I'll say, let's say text, right? So whatever text you will get here, it should go here. So I'll create here another variable, and I will put text. So initially if I'll say hello, right? So this hello should come inside that, but you can see we are getting error, and we are getting error because we have not imported form module. So since this is a standalone component, so we need to import here itself. So I'll say form module. So we can install form module, and as soon as if you will install form module, your application should work. And you can see by default hello is written, hello is available here. So that means we have binded this variable hello, binded text variable with ng model. So now if I write anything in this text box, it should come here. But the question is how you will see that, right? For that we have to add few buttons. So here we have created normal buttons. So now what we have to do, in this simple button we can add click operation. So I'll say click, and in click we can add method. So I'll say play text. So this is one method we created. So I'll just copy it, and we'll have to go to our file, and we can say inside the same we can say play text. This is a method, or we can say function. So in this one, if I'll just click just say console.log, and I'll say just a message entered text, enter the text, and then I'll say text, this dot text. So just wanted to see if we have written something here. So by default it's saying hello, and just to see that output you have to go to inspect element, and inside inspect element click on console. So now if I'll just click here, so it's mobile view, I'll just click here to yes, if I'll say play, you will see entered text is hello. So if I'll say hello, hi, how are you? So if I write this and click play, this text should print here, right? So this is what currently happening here. Now the text, that means this play button is working. So similarly we have to add two more buttons, and that I'll copy and paste here. So this is play, so I'll say stop text, right, or stop play, and then we can say download, right? So these three functions we have. Stop text, I'll just copy, paste. So I'll say stop, and here I'll say download. So these functions we have created. So I'll say play text, stop, and then download. This is just a message. So now these things we have created, and it's working as well. Let's go and implement text to a speech thing, and for that we have to go to our, yes, we are already here inside this app.component.ts file, and here we will use right. So we have a speech synthesis utterance. So we have already inbuilt functionality which is called a speech synthesis utterance. We have to use this one. It will provide, and you can use any name here. Then inside the constructor, so we have to create one constructor. So I'll just say constructor, and inside this constructor we can initialize it, uttr equal to new speech. Alright, so now what we will do, we have to create one variable which is, I'll say uttr, and will initialize with text speech to synthesize, and then after that I'll come here text.uttr equal to new speech synthesize utterance, and then here we can just create object of that. If you see, our application is still loading, and then inside this constructor we can also assign few things like this dot uttr equal to uttr dot language equal to, so here we can say en us, so us language we are assigning, and volume, rate, right? Pitch, these all things we can assign here. So right now I am just assigning here language only. And then inside play text, what we have to do, we can go and say this dot uttr dot text equal to, and then we can say this dot text. So basically inside utterance dot text we have to set this dot text. So we have set the text, and then we have to use window dot speech synthesis window dot speech synthesis dot speak, and here in this speak we can just pass this dot uttr. So after doing this thing, and if we can go and see, so I'll come here, let's refresh. Here I can say hello, how are you? Just play it.
Hello, how are you?
You can see the voice is play. Now this voice, if I'll go back here, so while we see a speak, it will start speaking that. Now the same thing we can write here in a stop, that we have to cancel that. So I'll say window dot speech synthesis dot cancel. So if you have long text, then and you want to stop in between, then you can just use this one. Although we should also add here condition, like if condition, like I'll say if this dot uttr, right? If object is there, then only perform cancel, right? These kind of thing you can add here. Now if we want to download, right, then how we can download the generated text, generated audio, right? And for download that generated audio, we have to use audio. So let me see, I'll say const audio and equal to audio context. So we have here audio context, we have to use audio context, and after that we can say const utr equal to new speech. So basically we have to convert text to a speech. Now dot text, we have passed this text here, so we get the actual voice, I mean a voice context, voice utterance, and then we have to convert it. So I'll say voices equal to window dot speech synthesis, and here we have to pass utr. So window dot speech synthesis dot get voices. So we have method get voices available, which returns array of voices, array of all the voices. And after that we have to filter it, right? So we have created here voice. Next thing that we have to do is to filter that. So I'll say const selected voice equal to voices dot find, and here we have to say basically the voice that we are looking for. So I'll say voice, and then voice dot language, it should be equal to enus. So we have selected that current voice, and then we have to also set the inside utr dot, we have to set language. We have to set voice, and voice equal to, I'll say selected voice. So whatever thing we have find here, we just need to set in this utr is undefined, So here, to download the audio, we have to use the same speech synthesis utterance, and then we have window dot speech synthesis dot speak, and then we are saying utr dot on end. So after ending, what we have to do, we can create one blob. So I'll say const blob equal to new blob, and inside this we can pass new uni8 array, and in this uni8 array we can just say initially it should be 0, and we have created vlob object. Now after that we have to say const url equal to url dot create object, and inside this create object we can pass blob. So it will create one blob for that, and after that we can say const anchor tag a, and here we can say document dot create element, and in this create element we can pass a. That means we wanted to create anchor tag a, and then in this one we can say href equal to url that we have just generated, and then a dot download equal to, we can say the name. So I'll say audio dot wav, and then so we can choose different format as well, and then we have to say document dot body dot append child, and in this append child I can pass the a object, and then I'll say a dot click. So we are performing all the things from the download button itself, and then we can say window dot url dot revoke object url, and then here I'll pass just url. Okay, let it be this one. Let's try. So after that I'll just go here, we can say hello, how are you, play,
Hello, how are you?
and since it's stopped, so if you do a stop then also it will not do anything. Let's click on download.
Hello, how are you?
So one audio is downloaded here. This is how you can create complete project for the speech text to speech generation. Thank you so much for watching.